Okay. Are we back, guys? I think we're back. How y'all doing? Refresh your browsers now if you must. Alright. Okay. Are you guys ready for the big reveal? Are you ready? Hold on, I'm not ready yet. I want to close all these extra windows. Yeah, okay. I am assuming that you're accessing Twitch on browser. That is correct. Alright, you guys ready? I have thought of something. I've wanted to do this only because everyone else has done it. Alright? But I haven't yet. But what could I do? What could I do? And guess what? I think I found something that no one has done before. Completely original. Alright? Now, I haven't showed it up on screen yet. There's just my face. Smash or pass? Yeah. Alright, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, and I probably will need to resize the windows. Let me move this. There. Alright. You know, maybe a little higher up. Maybe a little higher. Maybe a little bit more down. Oh, God, it's misaligned. And it bugs me. Why? Why does... There. Alright, guys. We are doing the tier list. Because everyone loves tier lists. For the 7th Saga pairs. Alright? And ads for whatever the fuck this is here on the screen. There we go. I paused it. Chat. Alright? We're doing a tier list, guys. Isn't this the quality content that you came for? Isn't it? Wait, guys, don't go. I'm not gonna do singles because this is pairs. If you're doing solo, like, I mean, okay, I'll give you my opinion afterwards, but you guys are killing me. Who has done a tier list of 7th Saga? No one, alright? Original content. Alright? Now, I'm gonna do this off of vanilla 7th Saga. And personally, when it comes to 7th Saga and Elnard, it's the same. I think these pairings are gonna be the same. So... we're going to start off with Edge's favorite boy, only because, if you notice, I did everything in numerical order. I did everything 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, from the top left to the bottom right, going down. From the left, top left, down, then move over, top, down. Pairings. Okay, hold on, top 7th Saga teams. Teams. We're doing. You mean teams? Teams is less good. Gotcha. Okay. So no. All right. All chat. All of you chat. You are being bonked with the horny bonk. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Teams. Alright? Because in 7th Saga, you have your character and then you pick a partner, a teammate. You're right on fire. I didn't know what I was... you know what? I was unhorny when I thought of this idea. Alright? So, welcome, one and all, to the 7th Saga Teams Tier List, where my word, since it's the only one out there, is the only one that counts. And because it's on Tier List, Tier Maker, it's official. Also, you have to sign up on Twitter for this? Fuck! The fuck's up with this world? They say, you know, I'm gonna need to log into Facebook for fucking VR games. Oh, wait. So we're gonna start at the beginning. We're gonna start with Camille and Oven. I'm just placing them here. Everyone chill, alright? We have Camille, who is Mr. Average. And we have Oven, who is a little bit slower and a little bit stronger. And I think this pairing I think, and I may move things and adjust things as it goes along, but I think this pairing is the worst of them all. I think it's the worst. Because Camille is Mr. Average and he's not good at anything, that makes it tough. What's the criteria? What's the best in vanilla 7th Saga / Elnard? The best combination. Base and growth stats. There are also other factors. Armor, equipment, money costs, spells, magic power, things like that. And because Camille is Mr. Average, he doesn't really excel at anything that makes him not so good. He does have a good selection of spells. He does. But because his magic power is low, his spells, his attack magic is kind of meh. He has good healing spells. Oven has a little bit more power but less speed. As we know, speed is the god stat of this game, which makes him, in my opinion, the weakest character in this game. We'll get to them when we get there, On Fire. We will. See, those are the type of things we'll be talking about. Also, Oven's magic is a bit weaker than Camille's in terms of spells. In terms of spell power, they're about the same. But in terms of spells, they're the same, but he has less spells. Oven is like an inferior magical version than Camille, so they don't cover up each other's weaknesses. And being a little bit stronger but slower does not work in this game. They are the worst pairing in this game. However, there is no F tier. Them being weak, you can still beat the game with them. Absolutely. Right? You can do that. Easy, no problem. Now we have the waifu and Mr. Suckass. Alright? So, we have Camille and Asuna. And these, on paper, have the makings of a pretty good team. And you have magic and healing with Asuna. Magic damage is awesome. Healing and variety of spells is awesome. Camille has backup healing, which is necessary, and can do physical damage. Because Camille is average, and Asuna does the magic and has the speed stat, I think they're a B tier. I think they're a B tier team. And they cover each other's weaknesses You have the tools that you need to get to, you have all the tools that you would need in the game, the healing, the revive, all that stuff. And yes, Camille's average, which makes him not excel, but I think Camille is better than Ulven because he has more speed than Ulven. And that's the god stat in this game. If you cannot hit, it doesn't matter. So, in this circumstance, Camille is alright. Valsu is F tier because of Val suck. Alright, we have Camille and Wilmy. Now, both power, right? Wilmy has some of the highest stat gains in the game because he has no armor and no equipment that he needs to buy. And if Camille plays the support, the healing spells, right? He has decent speed and he could do some stuff and has healing. And Wilmy does lots of power. And with the defend attack mechanic, Wilmy is one of the strongest in the game. He also has one of the top speed. He's very, very viable, like, even in solo. He has a lot of things going for it. He is better. They are better than Camille and Asuna. But, because armor and weapons are expensive in this game, and since Wilmy doesn't have to spend any money on it, I actually think it pushes them to A tier. I think this pairing is actually that good. You see Camille as a support and Wilmy as the carry. It's a good team. Wilmy has no magic and we don't care. We don't care about Wilmy's magic at all. And we have Camille and Lux. And this is the same thing. It's the exact same deal as Camille and Wilmy. Self-sustain, lots of stats, more defense-focused than attack-focused. Camille's the support. There are 2 things you could purchase for Lux, but all the rest of the money can go to Camille. But, because Wilmy's speed is better than Lux's, I think they're A tier, but they're below. We will rank across from right to left as well. From left to right. Camille and the Valsuck. Alright. So, just like how as soon as the Magic Caster, Valsu is the Magic Caster with even better healing than Asuna. And is the only one who has all the revive spells and if you want petrifies and purifies, whatever, Valsuck's got it. Valsu, the thing is, Camille can, as a backup healing is good, and Valsu's the best healer in the game. Valsu does pretty good magic damage and has the high speed as well, right? And it's kind of hard for me to place which one of these pairings is better because they're essentially the same. Valsu has only 1 magic attack spell, Ice 1, but that's all Valsu needs. In fact, that's all almost any one of them needs. As long as you have 1 magic spell, you're okay. And it's the cheaper one that you use constantly. However, I'm going to give the edge to Asuna because she has Ice 2. When you need to cast another magic spell of greater power against bosses, Asuna has it, Valsu doesn't. And when it comes to healing, they've got enough to keep it covered. So I think this is a B rank group right here. Now we go to Camille and the Betrayer, and it's basically the same. Legis, believe it or not, Legis is like Camille. Legis has spells to use, can physically attack, but like Camille has more defense than Legis, but Legis is faster than Camille, but like in slight variations. They kind of are the same character. However, Legis does not have any healing spells. And you need somebody with healing spells. You need someone with healing spells. And that's where Camille will play the support role. The thing is with Legis has all the spells, all the attack spells. Fire 1, 2, Ice 1, 2, Blizzard 1, 2, Fireball, Firebird, Fireball, all of them. The thing is though, they all do the same. There are a handful of monsters that have resistances to one of the types. In those circumstances, Legis does have the other spell. Unlike if it's like ice resistance, Asuna and Valsu don't have that. They don't. But also, I don't think Legis's magic is it a 4? I think it's a 4. You know, Legis magic is pretty good. And I think because of the speed and everything, the way they complement each other, fuck, I don't know. I think I'm gonna put them at the bottom of a B tier because they're all almost the same. Almost the same. But I think the healing and backup healing play a big part in it. I think they do. Give me a sec, guys. Hold on. I'll be right back. Give me a couple minutes, alright? Don't go nowhere. Alright, what the heck were you guys saying in chat? Hold on. Let me see. Home was mobbed. Accused of crimes. What kind of crimes? Sorry, a little bit of adulting. I kind of forgot about it, and then I peeked over. It's like, oh crap, I need to do that. It's like, you know what? I should take care of this now. It's all good. Everything is all good, people. Alright. So I placed Legis and Camille at B tier. So, let's move on. Oven and Asuna. Because Oven's slow, but he does have power. And Asuna has the magic, so they balance each other better. Like Camille and Asuna. They are better than Camille and Oven, so they go to C tier. And the reason why this works kind of well is when you lose your magic, and we get to think of that discussion when we get to double magic users, okay? Oven does have enough carry and potential for that segment, with Asuna being unable to cast magic. So it helps there. So they're combinations of C tier. Right? If we have Oven and Wilmy, Oven actually has decent healing. Heal 1 and heal 2. That's about it. Wilmy has no healing. Alright? But Wilmy is a top tier character in this game. But Oven does drag him down as a partner. So I think that they go above Ovid and Asuna in this situation but they're still C tier. Oven and Lux, same story. But Lux is slower than Asuna. So I'm going to say that Asuna is still better than Lux in this pairing. With Oven as the support and healing. I think the speed is what's going to make the difference. But Oven holds the team. Oven holds the teams back. He does. Oven and Valsuk, same story. Oven and Valsuk is the same story as here. Better healing magic, but after a while, it's not all that necessary. Does maybe Valsu has more attack than Asuna? Is that right? May have more attack than Asuna, might make her better in the cave part, but that's about it. No, I think that's good. I think they're C tier. Edge? This is a tier list. This is the only tier list of 7th Saga that exists. Of the pairs, the teams that you can make. Okare nasai. We have Oven and Legis. We have the Betrayer and the Slow Guy. Because Oven is slow and he's what holds the team back, but Legis has pretty good damage physically and strong magic. Oven plays the support. I actually think they are better. Than Asuna and Valsu in this case. Unlike here, I think Legis works better with Oven because Oven is weaker. And in the cave, that this pairing, the physical attack of Legis will help that section better. Here, Camille can handle the physical damage. He's faster also, so he just flat out is better in my opinion. They wear the same armor, weapons for the most part. So they're better. Camille's in A, he's not in S tier, and let's be clear. It is Wilmy and Lux that's carrying Camille. In that case. Camille and Oven are holding the bottom. Spoilers, they're going to be the only ones that's there. Now we have the waifu. And Wilmy. Magic, physical, healing. They both have speed. Wilmy doesn't need to buy any armor or spend any money on that. Asuna can spend the money. Right? They have, if you get through the Cave of Silence, right? Asuna plays support to Wilmy. Has power spell, right? Has the defense spell to boost. They are A tier. They are S tier. This is the S tier pairing right here. These two. They have speed, magic, power, healing, great distribution of the money in the game. This is S tier. Absolutely. Like they've got it all. And for the very same arguments, that you make with these two, you have with these two. Doesn't need much money for armor and weapons, right? Not until you get to the past. They go to her. Power. He has defense and hit points. His speed is a tad lower than Wilmy's. And I'm saying again, left to right does matter in this case. Left to right will matter. I think because of the speed, Wilmy's the better choice. Wilmy is better than Lux. My favorite is this one. It is. But Esuna and Lux, they're just a step below because of Wilmy's speed, and that's it. Spells don't matter. The spells between these two don't matter because this spell power is weak. You don't use them. They don't matter. You think because of Lux defense, he's better. I can see that. Speed is the godsend, but Lux can take a hit better. And I agree with that, but Wilmy has the most hit points. So it's kind of the same. I know it's not, but it's kind of the same. More hit points go to Wilmy than Lux. Wilmy's defense is not that bad. Lux is better. But Wilmy has more hit points. If somebody wanted to say that it was like this, I wouldn't have that much of an argument. I really wouldn't. And I'm really trying to fight my bias and think objectively, and that's why I'm giving the edge to the god stat of speed. And that's it. Upgrade late in the game, which makes Lux head and shoulders better, and that may be. He is not the best at taking a beating, but he can dodge. He has the speed for that. And that wins just as much as well. Now we have the two magic users. And you know what? The only reason that my tier list is actually correct is because it's the only one that's out there. There are no 7th Saga tier lists out there, and I'm making it. This is the only one that's out there. So guess what? I'm correct. It's all opinions. The internet is full of opinions. That's what we are. It is. I looked, I was like, 7th Saga, those 7th Saga ones, right? I'm like... But I couldn't do just single characters, so I did pairings, because it's actually more interesting. Esuna and Valsu. Now, this is the Zero's Demise pairing. The reason why it's called the Zero's Demise pairing, and it's never been called that until now. But the story has been told that when my brother was playing a game with Valsu, he needed to get the Sky Ruin from Esuna. Now, this is 7th Saga, so Elnard boosts work against you. He could not beat Esuna. Could not. Right? Grind, and then come back. Lose. Grind, come back, lose, find this, that, and the other. And then she asked to join. He was actually his main character, Valsu, and backup Camille. He didn't want to give up Camille, but he had to get the Sky Ruin. And then came the Cave of Silence. You try to go through the Cave of Silence with these two, and this is the hardest to go through that with. They're actually a pretty good pair. They have top speed, healing magic all across the board. You know, no, they cannot tank very well, but they have the speed. You got healing spells. Both of them can do it. Valsu has the elixir spell, right? But it's the Cave of Silence that does it. And that's the part where they get hung up. And I think this team is... It's probably bottom of C. Nah, I think they're better than Olvin and Lux. That's just a bad pairing. That's almost as bad as this. Like, it kind of is. They have speed, though. You guys think that there's an argument that they could go bottom of B? Oh, wait, that's not the right pairing. You think there's an argument that they're at the bottom of B because of their speed? If you want that pairing, you have to recruit the other one after you get silenced. Yeah, I'm not going with the fact that you may change it. Like, if you happen to just pick this party and go, and that's it. Like, yes, you can change throughout the thing, yeah, sure, but you know, well, we're gonna look at this as a whole. And they cost a freaking mint to build up, and that's true. That's why these pairings up here are so strong, because these don't cost any money, or little money. The weapons and armor are expensive in this game. They're expensive. Now we have the other magic duo, Isuna and Legis. But Legis does have some physical attack in them. Has pretty strong magic. Now, the healing falls on Isuna, but that's no problem. Isuna can do that. I think Isuna's magic is stronger, but Legis is like the high average. Almost like Camille, but slightly magic dominant, while Camille is slightly physically dominant. You don't want mediocre in this game. You kind of don't. But I think that this pair, because also Legis can equip swords, I think the pairing is better than Isuna and Valsu. I think this is a decent pairing. Legis is made of paper, though. Valsu's actually tougher than Legis. It's questionable who's physically weaker, Isuna or Legis. You have to bank on their speed, yes. But once you get past the Cave of Silence, you've got lots of spells. You've got Protect, you've got Fire Shield, you have defense up and power boost, right? You have defense down with Legis. Like, you have the tools to do it once you get past it. Once you get past the Cave of Silence, you do have a lot. You do have a lot of tools and a lot of options. They're above C tier. They are. Legis is the true glass cannon, but Wilmy does it better. He does. But Legis does have, in terms of grinding, has vacuum too. And sometimes that is so sweet to grind with. Just throw vacuum 2, catch a couple enemies, kill the last one, do it again, then go to the end. Like, it's nice. It is nice. Playing the vanilla game, like, because we do the randomizer because that shit's quick. You play the vanilla game where you need a grind, it's actually pretty good to have Legis. Now we have Wilmy and Lux. And oh boy. No healing at all. Right? Nice. They have no healing at all. Lux has decent speed, Wilmy's fast. They both hit damage. They got some survivability. Right? Low Seer team. And you know what, guys? You know what, guys? You're wrong. You're wrong. They are borderline S tier. Borderline S tier. You guys want to know why? Because they do have healing. They do have revives. They do have power-ups and defense. Because these two do not spend any money in the game besides Lux at the very end. You buy all Potion 2s, all Potion 3s, all M Waters, all of the B powers, B agilities, B protects. You spend all the money and item them up. Every time. Cave of Silence, the fuck's the problem? They face smash them. Until you gain access to Potion 2. Okay, you might be right. You may have to grind an Aegis for recoveries. Or Guns. Guns for recoveries. Early game hell, but how many hit points are we talking about here? I don't think there's anything that particularly threatens them until they get to the large continent. Then you can have Potion 3s. I actually think the hell part is until they get to Potion 2s. Once they get to Potion 2s, then they're fine. Tall Fire Guys, Wreck Lux, yes. But you have Potion 3s by then. You feel like it's an over-glorified B tier at most? We could figure out a way to run some of this test. It'd be interesting. My argument is that they're top of A, they're borderline S. I think they are. Doesn't feel like a super team? Alright. Alright. We got controversy with this one, and I'm okay with that. Late game could be one of the most powerful teams to face bosses. Yeah. Yeah, they can. Yes, their magic defense leaves something to be desired, but that's where their hit points come in. We could test this. This one, I'm going to keep it in A because of what people say, and you know what? I think they should stay out of S tier, but they're A. They're top of A. Yes, and that's why I would like to test these without the hours of grind. We'll have to figure out something. It could be interesting to do in the future, right? Wilmy and Valsuck. S tier. I'm just debating whether it should be Valsuck and Wilmy at the top of S or Asuna and Wilmy at the top of S. That's the question. I think Wilmy's superior to Lux. I'm going with that. If the argument's the other way, you're not going to hear any complaints from me. But that's consistency right here. But the real question is, because Asuna and Valsu serve the same purpose. Right? Healing, support. They both have top speed. Yes, Valsu has Elixir, but Elixir doesn't matter for Wilmy. Yes, it matters for themselves, but you can go to an inn and rest. You're almost never at a boss battle and you're running out of magic. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Usually they want to kill each other. I know. It's like, I don't trust you. This is the second most, by lore, unrelatable teams in the game. Second most. And I know you disagree on Fire, and like, I've made the choice because of the God stat that Wilmy's above Lux, but that's it. Outside of that, like, the argument's completely valid. It's completely valid. I'm gonna, for the same reason that Asuna and Camille is better than Camille and Valsu here, I'm gonna leave Asuna up top because they serve the same purpose, but when it comes to a boss and doing damage, Valsu only has Ice 1, Asuna has Ice 2. And that's the only reason why Asuna's going to stay on top on this one. That's the reason why. It's because of that. Now we have Wilmy and Legis. And you know what? No healing. Yes, they have speed, but they have 0 healing between them. 0. But they have items. They have magic. Right? Kinda soft. Legis is a little expensive, but you can buy the items. Right? You can buy the items. But Legis, I agree, doesn't really compensate for Wilmy's weakness. And because of the survivability, I think they're just a B-ranked team. I think they're just a B-ranked team. The Berserks. Like, you could use items to compensate for it, but like, Wilmy's a solo, Legis is not. But see, Lux and Wilmy are leaders and tanks. They help carry the S tier. With Legis, I actually think Legis is the weakest magic caster of all of them. Because he is the magical Camille. He's the average Camille. He could do some damage. He could do some magic. It's great that he gets all the spells, but the variety actually matters very little. It matters very little. So I think that they're here at the bottom of B tier. I think Asuna and Valsu are better. I think Legis holds this group back. But I'd rather have Legis than Oven by a lot. So, because you've seen this before. Tier lists are fun. Debates are fun. I'm so glad Edge finally made it. We have Lux and Valsuck. And they're going to S tier. S tier, same deal. Same deal here. It's the same. I don't need to argue that. Oven's slow, and it hurts him. Yeah, Valsu with the healing. Valsu has better defense than Asuna. They won't die. This team, you'll make it to the end with, period. You put Lux and Valsuck over Asuna? And it's because of her spells, which is why she's always stayed above higher. I'm willing to show a little love to the Valsuck on this one. It breaks the consistency. You guys want to tell me I'm bad? Alright, this breaks the consistency. But I'll give this one, because they're both tanky. It feels better themed, and feelings count, alright? Feelings count. Nobody should die in this one, and that's very agreeable. Very agreeable. This team, I think, is better but can die. This team won't die. Easier to grind. You know, you're right about that. I am trying to think of also vanilla 7th Saga. You know, not the randomizer. So a lot of those things, you know, they have to be considered. Lux and Legis. Almost the same deal as Wilmy and Legis. Lux Legis sounds like a discounted Lux and Asuna. But Legis can't heal, and that's then you know. But you have items. But you have items. But you have items. I've changed my mind. They move up to the top of B tier now. Glass cannons, though. But you don't have to spend that much money on these two. So you can buy the M Waters. I think this pairing actually goes to the top of B tier. We'll always have the item argument because they're way cheaper. And they do. Right? It is a thing. If you start, let's recruit Legis so that Legis has a whole bunch of items that you didn't pay for. And now we go to the least likely pairing by lore. Legis and Valsu. If it came down to these two to saving the world, we'd be fucked. Healing, magic, and damage, they both have speed, right? The Cave of Silence is a little rough on them. A little rough. But after that, it's kind of the same as right here. With Camille and a magic user. You have the magic user and the magical Camille right here. With better speed. So that puts him in B tier. I haven't seen this what I do here on this website. So you need to buff agility before every fight. Yeah. And you know what? That's the one key that Valsu has, but you can cover it up with B agilities. But I think Valsu is the only one that has the agility spell. I think he's the only one who has it. So, Camille and Oven, yeah, we think we're the bottom. I think Oven's the worst character in the game, and Camille just doesn't compliment at all. Oven, it's a bad compliment. These two, Oven, it's a bad compliment here. Bad, and bad. But Wilmy brings us up to the top of C. We have the two magic users at the top of B, because they're better than having Oven. You know, but the Cave of Silence hurts. Same thing over here, but Lee just handles the cave better than Valsu. You have the two averages together. You know, they kind of complement each other, you know, but meh. Kind of meh with the Valsu. And I've given Asuna the edge all across the board. So, that's why Asuna gets the advantage there. This pairing, surprisingly, does have a lot of options. And the Cave of Silence is a harder part, but they have a lot of options because they're the polar opposites of each other. Legis and Lux with items, yeah, you know you can. There are weaknesses here, but Lux and Wilmy really carry it. You know, with Legis supporting and then filling in with items, with the fact that Lux and Wilmy are cheap characters, yeah. Camille and Lux, solid and play support. You know, Camille is a pretty solid support and can help uplift in the Cave of Silence. And you got and then you got Lux and Wilmy. Almost feel like S tier is not exclusive enough. There's only 4 characters in there. The 2 beaters and the 2 magic users. Just all the pairings of them. And then you have the special, the special swole bros of Lux and Wilmy, and then using items to support them throughout the whole way. Then you have the best compilation of characters. Lux, Asuna, Valsu, and Wilmy all together. And I've given the nod to this one right here because of the defense and the healing, and specifically the defense of Valsu. This team should not die. It shouldn't die. So that's it. This is a tier list. Everyone, we have made a tier list. The first 7th Saga tier list of its kind. Now, I'm going to save this. So, he slows everyone down. Save. Title of tier list. Didn't I write that down? 7th Saga teams. A ranking of the different teams you can have. 7th Saga, assuming you never switch. Ta-da! Which team would I recommend to a new player? any combination from A tier and above. And probably pick either Lux or Wilmy. Lux or Wilmy. And then for the support character, pick Camille, Asuna, or Valsu. That's what I would say. That would be my opinion. It's, you know, starting off with magic. I'd rather just have the defense and just learn how to attack and then get the magical support in there later. Like I think healing can be important. Like, Camille is kind of okay as a first character. But the reason why I say Lux or Wilmy is that once you finally get to partner up, your options are bigger. Like, Camille's probably the easiest to start off with, but his pairings are limited. It's only 2, Lux and Wilmy. If you do Lux or Wilmy, when you get there, you could pair with Lux or Wilmy, Camille, Asuna, Valsu. My first experience was with Lux because I liked the big metal robot. I liked it. I do think Lux is the easier to play with of the 2. Your first experience was with Wilmy? I think my second experience was with Wilmy, to be honest. I think third was Asuna, that I finished the game with. I did Ovid and stopped halfway through. I watched my brother do Camille and Valsu. I've done Camille but never finished. I've seen my brother do Legis. I never played Legis. So, that is my tier list of the 7th Saga. For those of you out on YouTube, do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think that Lux and Asuna should be number 1? Right? Do you think Valsu is the better magic support than Asuna? Do you think that this Lux and Wilmy thing is way out of whack? Do you guys actually agree or disagree that Camille and Oven are the worst pairing in the game? So fucking painful, bro. What's up, Shimmy? So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the very first, to my knowledge, tier list of 7th Saga. I did it, guys. My word is absolute. Until Matric or Game Boy F9 or somebody else who knows the mechanics of the randomizer better than me decide to do a tier list and throw away everything that I have said because they are smarter than I am. Alright. Don't worry, guys. I'm just putting this up for YouTube's sake and formality. Thank you all for watching. Leave a comment below. I'm going to stop the stream and I'm going to start it back up. Alright? And then we're going to get going with the main attraction. Alright? Don't go nowhere. Oh, also, I need to make sure I got to get in touch with my brother. If he's going to join me or not. So, yeah, he didn't know I was doing this. So, give me a sec. We got planning to do. You know. Do you want to join, bro? Alright, I'll see you guys later. On YouTube. I'll see you guys soon.